Hey guys, welcome back to Making Everyday Magic. My name is Shanna. If you are new here, we are a homeschooling family of 4 who focuses on secular curriculum choices. And we come here to share because, well, there's a massive lack of information out there. So today, I just want to talk with you about middle and high school homeschooling. Guys, before we go any further, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. I am going to apologize in advance if I kind of stop talking suddenly and look out the window because my landscapers are working right there. So when they realize that I have like a ring light and am sitting on the floor talking to a camera, I might just pause for just a minute. Guys, if you want to get in touch with us at all, you can scroll right on down in the comments, or you can head over to Instagram at Making Everyday Magic and shoot us a DM. So here is what is prompting me to talk about this. I don't have a middle schooler or a high schooler, but we're getting there. So my daughter will be in 5th grade next year, which in some places I think is actually considered middle school. But we are getting into that kind of season of homeschool life where I no longer have people saying, you know, what do you mean you're homeschooling? What about that? It is now turned to the questions of, but are you going to keep doing this for middle school and high school? And so I feel like just kind of putting some information out there to make it a little less scary because there's not as many people sharing things about middle school and high school. But just an explanations, like this is kind of what I run through every time I get this question because it does come up a lot. Like, are you really going to keep doing this? I also have like the oldest kid in our families kind of bit. So like in my side for sure. And we're the only ones who homeschool. So it's a lot of questions. But I felt like I could come here and just share kind of the things that we run through. So let me start by saying that I really don't think that college is for everyone. I really don't. And granted, I did obtain it from a community college, but I have a license in cosmetology, so I do hair. I really think that there's a gross lack of focus on trades and skills. And so I think a vocational education is great. I really do. But I would argue that as homeschool parents, as people who are doing this because you want to give your kids what is the best in the world, you are going to operate in a direction that's going to set them up for whatever they do, whether that be becoming a plumber or whether that is headed to college. I believe that everyone is going to be kind of prepping in the direction that if college is a choice, then it's an option that's on the table because you've prepared them for that. And I wholeheartedly believe that not everybody, success is not defined by a college degree. I know many hairstylists who pull in 6 figures. I know many plumbers who make a great living. You don't have to have that. But I would argue as homeschooling parents, we are working in a direction to prepare kids for college life should they choose that path. Now, how do we do this? I'm getting this all the time, but like what happens when they get into high school? Am I going to teach high school? I mean, we'll homeschool high school if it's still working. That's always my thing, right? My caveat is always that we'll keep doing this as long as it keeps working. Well, if it stops working, then we'll look for something else. But what I don't think that most people realize, and this is even the case in public school, is that as you get into more of like the middle school and the high school and college, really, it is a lot more outsourcing, right? So like in kindergarten, they have the one teacher who keeps them all day. Whereas in high school and middle school, they start getting those kind of specialized teachers and then they cycle through those. And middle school and high school for homeschooling is really not any different. What is happening is that we are moving more toward the direction of finding those specialized resources. I am not that specialized resource in probably any of those things. But what we will be doing is we will be sourcing those materials. We will be sourcing more of those programs. And so many things that people don't understand is like, here in Texas, you can do dual credit enrollment in high school. So they really can be earning college credit at the same time they're earning those high school credits. And so it just gives them a little bit of a leg up. There's so many programs, Texas Tech ISD, UT ISD, where you can really field out those high school classes, do virtual learning, do distance-based learning, and still get a complete education. There's so many programs that are virtual, that are online for middle and high school, and those are resources that you really don't have as much as far as elementary. So we will be ideally fielding more and more of that out to those specialized programs. Something that I recently learned about, which I think is like a huge asset and so amazing, is Study.com. I will have a link for you guys down below, but Study.com, it kind of starts very briefly in 3rd grade, but what it does is it offers online courses for math. And as the kids age and get older, it offers more and more of them. But it also offers things that are really important if you choose the college life: SAT prep, AP test prep, all of those things. I know that when we started talking about homeschool, when my daughter was like 3 and 4, one of my husband's biggest concerns is like, okay, but like, what about college? And he looked into it, and I actually learned from him, because of all the research that he did, that like AP exams are not actually through the high school, guys. Those are offered by the College Board, and it's independent of public school, and therefore is entirely available, just like SATs and ACTs is all entirely available to homeschool students, because it is not through your local public school systems. So little things like this, little kind of branching out, little learning a little bit more about these programs, these resources, these things that are available to homeschoolers, okay? No, I don't plan to continue being the primary source of information, but my style of homeschooling, I haven't been up to now either. We will source the curriculums that are going to serve us best. We will be fielding out more and more of that as my kids are more and more independent. We will be looking into credits by exam, all kinds of things that we do have the option to do as homeschoolers. I think people think that there are less resources as your kids get older, and in fact, there are exponentially more resources as your kids are getting into middle school, as they are getting into high school. If my kids can, kind of finish their high school life, having a year or two of college credits under their belt, that's going to be amazing. That's cost savings. That's super awesome if you guys have ever had to pay for college classes. And even if, like, I went to a community college to earn my cosmetology license, I got college credit for those classes. I can go at any point and apply those toward a degree. Am I going to? Probably not. But I could, because it's still in that same vein. So while I completely believe that college is not for everyone, I do believe that in this day and age, there is kind of an expectation that that's what we're prepping our kids for with their education. Do they need a base knowledge? Absolutely. As the workforce gets more and more competitive, you know that now, a high school diploma is no longer a huge benchmark. Now it's a bachelor's degree. So I fully believe that kids should go and do whatever is going to make them valuable to the world. I don't care if it's hair, great. If it's plumbing, great. If it's becoming an architect, great. If it's becoming a lawyer, great. I don't care what it is, as long as we are producing valuable to the world little humans. So I felt like it was worth jumping on, telling you about the amazing resources that are available to you. Things like Study.com, things like remote learning ISDs that are sponsored through multiple colleges, things like dual credit enrollment, where you can enroll in community college courses and still get credit for high school courses to go on your transcript. So these are things that not enough people are talking about. But again, just because you're not hearing about it doesn't mean that the wealth of information isn't there. Now, if you know of any amazing resources, write on down in my comments, guys. We need these things all in one place. So please, please, please share with us. Share with us your experience. Do you have a homeschool kid that went into college? What was that like for you? What are you learning along the way? What do you know? Because no, I'm not there yet. but it's definitely coming. So I'm starting to gather as much information as I possibly can. Guys, I hope that you found any of this helpful, entertaining, or informative. If you did, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. I will have Study.com linked below. It looks like it's an absolutely amazing resources for homeschool families, whether you just need some kind of like tap in, extra tutoring, and extra explanation. Or if you want to do full curriculum through there, you really can, because there's such a wealth of information. So be sure to check that out. As always, leave me a comment down below or head on over to Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. Bye guys. I totally forgot to say, please guys, go on over to Instagram at Making Everyday Magic and give us a follow. Sometime I think you're gonna see this video on April 12th. Sometimes between the 12th and the 13th, I'm going to launch the Instagram story with the Q&A. Ask me anything. So be sure, go over as soon as you see that, have your questions ready, let me know what you want me to answer, and I'm going to get that filmed up, hopefully launched by the end of this month, maybe early May, but get that Q&A up. So go ahead, head over and ask me anything.